Josh.
What's your full name?
Josh Vaughn, JVTV.
If I hear one more laugh out of you,
I'm not gonna laugh. You're the one. You're making me laugh now. What do you mean? Okay.
Welcome to the People It Takes podcast. I'm your host, Lauryn Squires, and I have a very last minute, but special,
I'm excited to be here.
but special guest, unexpected guest. You've probably seen him and probably disagreed with him on everything.
That's crazy.
You might know him as JVTV. I know him as Josh.
Wow.
Welcome,
First
Josh.
Day basis, huh? Thanks for having me very last minute. I appreciate you really squeezing me in there. This friendship is off to a rock solid start.
Listen, you would have been scheduled in if I had known you were a cast member before,
I know,
a long
true.
time ago. I met this guy 48 hours ago.
For real. Officially
on
met.
the street of Epcot. And found out he actually did a college program back in when?
2018 and 2020.
So that was your first time starting with Disney?
Yeah.
Okay.
First and last.
So what was your role?
I was in Monorail. It's the best college program role
Ever.
out there. There's not a better role. Anybody can.
You're already trying to argue with people on
I'm
my
not
podcast.
trying to argue with that. That is a known fact.
That's
Name a better role.
Jungle Cruise skipper.
No.
Why?
Because I can have fun with the but I could also check out. You know what I mean? Like that, you're just on a boat, hours, same thing over and over again.
But you can check out with that too because you just know it so well. You can be dry
Really?
humor.
Really?
I don't know. I've
I
never
was
done
gonna
it.
say, yeah. You know from your personal experience.
It'd be
Okay.
fun though.
Okay. Monorail's Jungle Cruise skipper. I will say that that's up there.
Okay, I picked a good one. Okay, I'm glad you
Okay.
agree.
But attractions as a whole, there's so many different ways. You could be in the toll booths at the parking lot.
And that's attractions.
attractions.
No, yeah, my friend Lily is parking for Magic Kingdom, and that's
Oh,
attractions.
bless her.
She loves it though. She likes it
Does
more
she?
than
Good.
PhotoPass,
Shout out
which
to
is
her.
valid.
There you go. Either way. All of that to say, Monorails is the best CP role.
Okay, we're gonna hear more about that in just a minute. It actually might be the next. Oh, it's literally.
It's the next.
Tell us a bit about your role in Monorail.
So Monorails, the CPs get trained. I trained with a regular cast member, so it's 4 nights and then 4 mornings. So the nights you're anywhere, you're closing because you have to learn how to close every platform that there is. So Epcot, Magic Kingdom, TTC, and one of the resorts. And then mornings you have to learn how to open all those, so in reverse. And mornings start at 4 a.m. and nights end at about, depending on the night, usually in January it's 11, but in the summer it's 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's late hours, but I'm not really selling this well to begin with. That's training though. That's training. That's
Okay.
the worst case scenario.
Okay.
But yeah, so you learn how to operate all the platforms, load, unload, and stuff like that. But CPs are brought in mostly for audience control. So in the morning, if you're a morning CP, you do audience control at the Transportation Ticket Center. So that's all the people coming. And then if you're like me and you do the ones at night, it's after the firework exit. So you watch fireworks and it's very chaotic for 2 hours. And then outside of that, you set up the queue, you take down the queue. Which when I did the CP, it was ropes, but now they use metal barricades. So
Ropes didn't cut it after COVID?
I guess not.
Because you were there
People
before
are crazy.
COVID.
I was the last CPs. I was there right now 4 years ago, which is crazy to say. It was some of my last days working there in the 2021.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah.
But that didn't end your program because of COVID.
Yeah.
That was just it.
Yeah. I was at Patterson's gym when I got the email that we were all being furloughed.
No way. How
Yeah.
much longer did you have?
It was so we came there. I was supposed to be there from January until July. I was the spring extended. I forget what it was called at the time. Spring Advantage maybe or something like that. But yeah, and we were there and there was rumblings about what was going to happen, and then Disney announced they were closing for 2 weeks for COVID. And everybody's 2 weeks. And then I was going to work it because the monorails couldn't stop. So everybody else was going to have 2 weeks off, but the monorails, they want to keep running.
Oh my
because if
gosh.
they sit for too long,
Yeah.
they have issues. So we were told, hey, you're going to have the 2 weeks, but you guys are going to be just sitting at the platforms watching the trains go by and working those. And then literally 2 days later, we got the email. And then I went into work and went down to the leader's office for them to check on how each CP was doing. Because at that time, we were the ones that got cut, and all the cast members thought. Then cast members got furloughed and like went into this huge thing. But at the time, you didn't really know what was going on.
That's crazy.
So it was crazy. But we were the last ones to live in like Commons and Vista and Patterson and all them. So that's cool to be able to say at least.
Yeah,
now you got your flamingo. You guys are all under one roof. I don't know how that really works out, but it was cool to at least be a part of that last one since that ended.
What was Patterson and what's the really like the one that sounded awful?
Vista.
Vista yeah. What were those like?
Vista Way was awful. Like
Why?
I lived at Commons, so I had the washer dryer in my apartment. The other ones had it outside of it.
You had the high.
Yeah, Vista Way was just the oldest one, and and you could just tell there was just the
Vista
rooms
was
were
like,
dirty. There was like so many like we'd go. My friend had it, and like there was like a dead lizard in his closet, and they just painted over the dead lizard. So like there was just this.
No.
Yeah, it was so bad. The people that loved Vista loved Vista. They learned to love Vista. But I liked to go over there and hang out with friends, and then go back to the Commons. Commons and Patterson were like the two nicest. Chatham was nice, but it was always where all the housing parties were. Yeah. So it was always like busy, getting in there. So at least Commons was over kind of by itself.
Okay, now there's like East and West Flamingo. I was at West, which is like the newest.
East and West?
Yeah, we have Flamingo.
Newest?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
No, because there was East, and then West was built later. It's like across the road. But it's like very chill at West because at East they have all the like events and characters and everything.
That
and we
big
don't,
field.
Yeah,
like right there by the basketball nets and stuff.
Yeah. But so it was always quiet at West. So that's like East is the party central, and West was very like the more mature.
Okay. So no, that's how like literally we called Patterson like the retirement community because like the buses wouldn't even go there, so you had to walk to Chatham to get on a bus. So like it was just quiet over there. They did have the nicest gym, so I would go over to Patterson's gym. I would run to Patterson's gym, work out there, and then run back to Commons.
At least you guys still had a gym.
What do you mean?
You like? I didn't know if you guys had a.
Oh
gym.
yeah, but Commons was a shoebox of a gym. It had one bench and 2 treadmills, a bike, and that was it. And like just that was it. Gym. It was awful. Yeah. It was literally awful. Patterson had like multiple benches, multiple treadmills, multiple things, a whole setup, like so you could actually get a workout in there.
Have you visited Flamingo?
I have.
So you've seen their gym?
Yeah, I've seen their gym. That was my buddy Mark did his in 2021. One of the first people to come back. So I went over to hang out with him. And he just showed me around, and I was like, I felt like I was on a campus. Like when I walked through, there's like this big chest, and there's just cornhole boards everywhere.
It looks like college.
And and then we went to the pool on the 4th of July. We hung out there, and there's just like a grill and a huge TV, and like just this pool that wraps around. And then they have these random like floats that people were in there, like squares, and it was just like people were just throwing them in the pool. I thought they were like, I don't know. It was, but it was very cool. In the gym, we walked up to the gym, and I'm like, oh, this is like a Planet Fitness.
But a little nicer.
But it's on the 2nd floor too, right? Which was cool because you could like overlook.
You have a nice view. You can watch the movies while
like that. Yeah,
it's great.
We didn't have anything like that.
Dang,
and we were happy. The only difference is I actually got a paycheck. We could actually like somewhat afford to eat
because like. It was so much cheaper.
Like my rent at the Commons in 2018 was like $100 a week, and then I think it went up to like maybe $112 in 2020, and that was with the washer dryer. So Vista Way was like $80 to $90 in 2018.
That's insane. Yeah. You know how much Flamingo was?
How much?
I had my own room, so
that was you got your own rooms. That wasn't an option, and
well, you don't get guaranteed that, but like I was like, I'll pay a little extra because I'm a snob, but
well, that checks out.
but I swear it was probably like $900
a month.
Yeah, it would just come out of your paycheck.
Oh, so that was like a week. So like I guess it was like $400 for like the month, but like because you get paid weekly at the time, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that was still the same. So yeah, so it was like $100 a week. So it was like $400 for the month. So it was actually like cheap living.
That's nice.
You are now. There's like the first one I lived in was a 1-bedroom. 3-person.
Okay.
But the one guy left, so then it was just me.
One
and
bedroom,
my
3.
Yeah. And but the one guy left. But also big difference between guys and girls. Like, I don't even think we filled up the dresser drawer. We didn't have enough clothes.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
We all shared the closet. It was no problem.
Girls would have killed each other.
Yeah, so
in that
I don't think
space.
that really would have worked. But then my second one was a 2-bedroom 5-person, but I got there first. So I sniped
You got
the bedroom, and then I took half of my stuff and put it on my roommate's bed and was like, oh, he's already here. You know, he's just down
No
checking out with his family
way.
until
Oh
he
my
got
gosh.
there. But we never had the 5th person show up. They were supposed to show up in
Dang.
March, and they
Never
never
came.
COVID hit.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
well, not nice, but
Not,
like.
not, yo,
nice for you.
dude, yeah.
What's something you wish you knew going into Disney or your DCP?
I was like the kid that did not do a ton of research going
Okay.
into 2018. So, which is why I picked Monorails, because I didn't research roles. So I just
Yeah.
read what the role sounded like, and I was like, nah, I'm either doing that or not doing that. So I was like, Monorail sounded cool. So like when I got here, I didn't know. I didn't work crazy like 50, 60-hour work weeks. I worked like a 40-hour work week.
Yeah.
But my hours were super late because the regular for some, like, it makes sense, like the regular cast doesn't want to work it, but it's pretty crazy to think like there's so many college kids just running Disney World. Like from
Literally.
like 9 p.m. to like
And
midnight.
on, yeah,
And
yeah.
just like on. Like even from like 7:30. Like on
And a lot
certain-
of them are like, some of them are like 18, 17.
Yeah. Like
and
they're
on.
literally
Not
like
17, but
but they're
there.
like, we're just random people who have been here for 2 weeks and they're like, cool,
You're trained.
take care of it.
You're ready.
And it just
yeah.
works somehow.
It does work.
But I wasn't ready for like that. I didn't really believe, oh yeah, we're going to work till like 2 a.m. It's
Yeah.
like, oh no. And then like, if there was an issue, like we had like 4th of July, monorails, like where it's like the park's open until midnight or stuff like that. The monorails never shut down. They constantly are going all night
Yeah.
because it makes more sense to just keep them going for 2 hours rather than do the whole closing process and
Right.
reopening. And it was like, if they didn't have enough people to stay at the platform, the CPs had to stay at the platforms. Like you were voluntold,
Oh my
like
gosh.
that you have to do that because you're a CP.
That's
so,
crazy.
Like, or like we would have, if there was ever like work going on the like near the monorails,
Yeah.
like and stuff like that, when they were like power washing them and stuff like that, they had what we called spotting. So you would have to get in a car, a transportation vehicle, you would drive out to that area they're spotting and have to sit there until they were done.
Oh my gosh.
So, and if they didn't have someone scheduled for that, and nobody volunteered, you were voluntold. Like you have to then go get a safety vest, go get the helmet, and drive out to the area and
That's
stay there till like
crazy.
6 in the morning, and then
Whoa.
like and then drive back and then go to bed.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that was like my second one was annoying because they were doing so much spotting because the front of Magic Kingdom, like that area was all getting redone.
Yeah.
So it was like pretty chaotic there, but there's so many monorail beams, so they had to have somebody every night. Luckily,
Wow.
they offered OT a lot to people, so
Okay,
like cast
that's
members
good.
would take that if they needed it.
So you
But
weren't
if not,
thrown
there
in
was
there
only
all the
like
time.
I think 3 times it happened, which it was easy money, but
But still, like,
and
oh,
you know, and at
wow.
that point in time, like I was a CP, so I was super scared to be on my phone. Like all the regular customers were like, just play on your phone for 3 hours. But I was like, what if they
They'll
see
know.
me in this
The mouse
car
will know.
in the middle of the highway over there, you know? So I was like really nervous. But yeah.
That's crazy.
But it was cool. Like we had to do that. I would be like in the Contemporary in the middle of the night till like 3 or 4 in the morning. But like I got to see a side of Disney where it was like quiet. So like
That's
I would be at
neat.
Magic Kingdom and it was quiet. I would
That's
be at
neat.
Epcot quiet. Like I'd be in the Contemporary and it was quiet.
quiet.
So it was like seeing that type of thing. Sometimes there'd be people like in the Contemporary like looking down at us and we like wave
That's
to them and
so
stuff.
fun.
But like it was just that was like those are memories I remember. And at the time I'm like I really have to stay here till 3 in the morning.
But now you like
Yeah,
look back
but
at
so
it.
I really didn't realize like the CPs. Oh, you just do what the regular cast doesn't want to do. Like you're told you have to do it, and you're just like, okay,
That's valid.
like, I guess
and
so.
you do it.
So I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for those like long-term hours because I just didn't research anything about the college
So that's your
program.
own fault.
Yeah, it was kind
But
of.
honestly, I feel
You
like
know, but so 2020, I was more prepared. I came in like ready to go.
yeah, I feel like people post
So.
more of the highlights anyway, though, so you wouldn't. that'd be
Exactly,
hard
right?
to
You don't
research
hear,
that.
you know,
yeah.
like, oh, this part is, you don't hear the awful parts of
Yeah.
it. You just hear how great everything is for the
exactly.
most part. You know?
Yeah.
Unless those random YouTube videos people have is like, I got termed from Disney, here's why. And it's like...
Yeah, there's a few of those. Those are pretty crazy, though. Usually that's something like, that was their own fault,
yeah,
though.
it's like, I called out 6 times in the past 3 weeks, and they were like, can't do that.
Well, yeah. Do you have any hardships that you faced or regrets
Ooh.
from your program?
Regrets? I think the only, like, regret I have is, like, I definitely, like, lived it up when I was there, which was super cool.
Yeah.
But, and I really, this sounds bad, but I didn't have any hardships. Like, my leaders were, like, so cool. I never had any of those bad leader stories.
Yeah.
Luckily, I know there's a
That's
lot of
great.
them out there, but mine were so cool. A lot, like half of them were former CPs, and like so my best friend who I now live with, but like we met on the college program. His days off were Wednesday, Thursdays. Mine were Thursday, Fridays. Like 2 months in, we were like, "Can you switch his to Thursday, Friday?" And they're like, "Sure." And they
So
like
then-
changed his days off.
that's so
And then
cool.
like if we had anything, like there was Starlight Splash. I don't know if you guys did anything like
No
that.
idea what that is.
So were you spring or fall?
Fall.
So did you guys do like a dance?
What?
Oh, so like
What?
in 2018, 2020, in spring of 2020 was Starlight Splash, and they rented out Typhoon Lagoon from
Oh.
8 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Oh.
for all the CPs.
Yeah, we
It was
had
just
something like
CPs.
that.
So like they made sure like there was a lot of CPs I know that either like worked that night and their leaders didn't change it. Ours made sure they told every cast member you have to work because all the CPs get off. Like
That's
they
so
took care
nice.
of us.
That's
Like they
so
were
nice.
great. They let me like train in audience control the new CPs that came in like May. And like gave me a trainer pin. My leaders are super cool. My regret is that I didn't do what I'm doing now with like filming it, or
Oh,
like
yeah.
document. Even not even for like anybody else, but like Snapchat memories in 2018 were just becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a social media guy, so I have like 15 Snapchat memories for 7 months of my college
Oh,
program.
that
So I don't have
sucks.
like
The
all
memories
of those
it.
are super special to me because they're very
Yeah.
random. But I wish I had that much
More.
more. And I like journaled through the first 2 months
Oh,
of doing
that's
it,
cool.
which was awesome. And then I fell out of it. But I go back and read those, and I remember things I don't remember because
Right.
I detailed everything that happened that day. Like, oh, this train broke down, or this did this, or we had
Dang.
lunch here, or we did this there. And I fell off of that. So I wish I like documented. Just took those extra 10 minutes to write down what
Yeah.
happened, even in like bullet notes.
The most
Because
random
it would
things,
like
yeah.
when I go back and read those, it's like super special to me.
Yeah.
And like 2020, I was better about like pictures, but I didn't like. I wish I had videos and
Yeah.
stuff that even if it was just for me, like I could go back and like relive those moments
Yeah.
more than just like trying to think back. And now like the memories already for 2018 are like kind of fuzzy. It's like I think
Yeah.
this happened, but what happened or did it? You know?
Yeah.
Whereas if I had those videos of those like certain park
You get
days
to
or we did
relive
anything was
certain things
out,
more.
like it was cool to live in the moment, but like I really wish I had some of those memories kind of
Yeah.
like locked in. So I wish I would have documented more.
So, like, little advice to future CPs or current ones.
Yeah.
Journal.
Yeah, journaling, that was the coolest thing too because like that I get to read it and then think back to what I had.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like that. It really brings you back in a nice way
Yeah.
as opposed to like a video is cool, but like you get to like really truly relive that,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff like that. Just thinking back to those days and thinking of the stuff I wrote. I wrote like I have the day that the guy I live with now, I have the day like met this dude Brandon. He seemed really cool from Philadelphia.
That's so
And like he's now
cool.
my best friend. He's probably gonna be my best man at my wedding. But
Oh
like
my
I have the
gosh.
day that I met him, my handwriting from that day. You know what I
That's
mean?
so
So that's
cool.
super cool.
Yeah.
And then like there's like the one day we went to the park with him and his roommate. Seems really cool. We met these people and we rode 7 Dwarfs 3 times because it was dead. And like
That's
all that
so
stuff.
fun,
like that
yeah.
day. So like those early things are just documented and that brings me back. So I think journaling is like the best thing.
The best thing.
I journal now, like just in life.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
I'm a big
same.
journal guy.
Yeah.
So like, but like that would have been cool just to like write down those memories. And stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's really cool to have that.
I agree.
I just wish I
only
didn't
have,
stop.
like, yeah, I only have like 10 pages or so that I did.
Did
and
you
then,
try it? Did
Yeah,
you
I
do it?
did.
Yeah.
Like I did it in like the middle of my program,
Okay.
and then I just fell off again.
It's
but
and
yeah.
it's super. That's the one thing too. Like if the CPE is watching this and they choose to do that, it's very easy to fall off because you're
Yeah.
working late hours, you're working early hours, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's so go.
Yeah.
But if you can't, even if I said just 5 minutes, even if it's bullet
Bullet
points,
points, yeah.
like it's worth it to stick through it. That is
Yeah.
my biggest regret is like I just wish I stuck through that and so I
Yeah.
could go back and read all of my program, not just the first 2 months. You
That's
know?
such a good one,
So.
honestly. Oh, this is a good one.
Uh-oh.
It's like a fun one.
Okay,
You'll
okay,
enjoy
okay.
this one.
Okay.
If you could go back and relive one specific day of your CP, and not change anything, just relive it, what would it be?
Probably, that's tough. I mean, it's either move-in day or my last day of work. It's probably would be move-in day of my first college program or the last day I worked on my second college program. Because the move-in day is like so exciting. And like back, I don't know how it is at Flamingo, so I can't speak to that because
Yeah.
you're all there. But like everybody gets like, it was either like your check-in time was 8:10, 8:20, 8:30,
No, we had that
8:40,
too,
and you
yeah.
go in there, and then like at that point in time, my first one you could pick like 6 roommates. On my second one you could only pick 1.
Okay.
So you were going there, and that's when you found out your commons, like your building,
Yeah.
and then how your room was. So you didn't know if it was 2 and 6 people, 2 and 4, 2 and 8,
Yeah.
2 and 5, 2 and 7.
That's
so you
crazy.
didn't know until you got there, and then that was like, you wanted to be like, I was the first one there on my second, but I was the last one there on my first one.
Dang.
Which worked out though, because I knew the one guy was living, and we ended up having the third who left in May anyway. But the moving day, we did that, and then I went to I think I went to casting on that day, and you get like your blue ID, and you get like all that stuff,
Yeah,
and then I went
yeah.
to drug testing, which was in a random building in Vista Way, because I was in Monorails was an attraction, so you had to get drug tested.
Oh, I was like, I don't think
Yeah,
we
so
had
like
that.
certain like anything like quick service and everything wouldn't, but if you were in attractions and like monorails or watercraft, if you were operating things, you had to be drug tested. But like it was like boom, 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 and then it was the first day me and my friend, and then we didn't get our main gate until like orientation day, which is like 5 days in.
Yeah,
So
same.
we like all these CPs on my first one went to the Poly and watched fireworks from there.
That's so
So that was
fun.
super cool. So moving day, just the excitement and like everything, and nobody really knowing what's going on, but just
Yeah.
happy to be here, and like there's nerves but excitement. And then like if I could relive that last day I worked, I went to all the CPs were told they were going, and the parks were closing. So I worked the last day before closure of COVID.
Wow.
So like so many people were out there. It was like crazy, but everybody was like super nice that day, because like we were going into a potential pandemic.
Yeah.
We didn't know how
You'd
big it
come
was
back,
going, but we
yeah.
knew something was really going on. So everybody, like every guest, every cast member was super nice. And but I spent the whole morning in the parks. My leaders gave me like 6 paper fast passes for like the parks, so I could do whatever I
Nice.
want. I didn't use one of them because we had like I'm celebrating like our CP on that, and everybody was like, just come on through.
Oh, that's
like
so
just come on through. Like so
cool.
we did everything, and then I messaged my leader on Facebook, because I was supposed to go in at 4 p.m. And I was like, can I come in at 7? Like, I'm having too much fun with my friends. And they're like, sure, no problem. So I went in at 7, and I got to watch the last Happily Ever After before COVID. And then,
gosh.
I was one of the last people in the parks, because we had to close down the whole thing, and we were there late. So, like, all the
Wow.
guests had left, everything like that. We got to watch the parks close down for the last time pre-COVID. But, like, everybody, our leaders brought us into the park. They had a whole thing of the hub sectioned off for CPs to watch
Yeah.
Happily Ever After for the last time. So like everybody was like, it was very emotional, but everybody was going through it at the same time.
Yeah.
So there was like a big sense of community. There was support. There was like, everybody was like living in that moment, because it was just taken kind of
That's
from us very
crazy,
quickly.
yeah.
Because we were told like, I think we got furloughed on like the 13th, and we had until the 18th to move out. So everybody
Wow.
had 5 days to like, your last days of work, you had to get your stuff, and you had to figure out where you were going.
Wow.
So like everybody like who was kind of close, and I had to drive back to Philadelphia. So like I was like, but there was a hotel, a Holiday Inn, that was doing like $25 rooms
Oh, that's so nice.
to like, because also they weren't getting bookings now because people canceled all their trips.
Yeah.
And they were like doing $25 rooms if you had a blue ID to like stay there for
That's
as long as you
crazy.
needed. So that was cool. But that day was like just such camaraderie, like in a community of like people like supporting each other.
Yeah.
There was a lot of tears, but a lot of like laughs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. And then to see Magic Kingdom shut down and not know when it was going to open again, and be one of the last cast members in that,
That's insane.
was crazy.
I didn't even that's
Yeah.
crazy.
It was honestly, look back, it's like it's one of the craziest experiences of my life. Like nothing,
Yeah.
just the feeling of that. I remember like 2 days before we found out we were going, like the NBA had shut down their season.
Yeah.
And that was the first, like it broke while I was outside working.
Oh my
And like
gosh.
everybody was like,
Whoa.
what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, type
Big
deal.
deal.
And like, what do we do? And like, wait, we might, because it was always like, the CPs won't go home. Disney World can't run without CPs.
Right.
There's too many of us.
Right.
There's thousands. And like, and it was like, and like, it's Disney World. Come on. Like, it doesn't like, and then it went from, like,
Like, whoa,
and
this
then
is
like,
bigger than we
yeah,
thought.
the
Yeah.
whole, it was crazy. It was a crazy experience to be there as a part of
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
That's
And
insane.
I feel bad. Like, I look back now, like, everybody was so nice to the CPs, but there's a lot of leaders that never went back, that were like being so
Wow.
sympathetic to us, but they got furloughed and never got called back. And like, there was so many
Wow.
cast members that were there that no longer work there. And
Yeah.
it was their last day too. They just didn't know it, So it's kind of crazy to
That's
think, right?
crazy.
Like, I wish I could have been like better with them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So.
Giving back to them the
I
same
always
way.
knew I wanted to move back here too, so like I was in a much better spot. I felt bad
Yeah.
for the people, like this was their opportunity to do it, and it got cut short.
That's fair.
So
Dang.
yeah,
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
a little
Okay.
deep.
I enjoyed that. That was so cool.
Thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed my getting furloughed from the Disney College.
No, whoa. Whoa.
Just kidding.
Just twisting my words
It's a
over
different
here.
perspective though. It was cool to be there.
You don't get to hear, like,
yeah.
not many people
Yeah,
experience
and
that.
we're so like we're 4 years from that now. Like it feels like
That feels
It
like a
felt
year
like the
ago,
world was never
maybe.
going to go back to normal, and now it
No.
feels like nothing's changed. Like, it was just
Literally.
like those 2 years were like
Just kind of
crazy,
a
you know? It's just a
blip.
blur. It's just a
Yeah.
blur, you know? It's
That's
like Endgame. It's
wild.
like, you know, it was just a
Gone.
snap. We all aged 2 years, but we didn't do anything,
But
you know?
nothing happened. That's crazy. Okay, best experience or memory you have with a guest.
Well, this is good. I had a lot of great ones with a guest. My favorite was, I wish I remembered her name. There was this woman, and she wasn't an annual pass holder at the time. I assume she still is. And she would go around in like a ECB. So we would load them. We had a ramp to get them on the monorail and stuff. But sometimes with the monorails, it's cool because you get to, if it's not busy, it's not the exits and stuff like that. If you're chilling on there, there's time between trains. So you get to meet a guest and have a, 4 or 5 minute conversation. And she was like, I didn't know it was her. And but either way, I'll tell you this part after. But I was talking to her. We had a really nice conversation. She asked me, she's like, which one of the Fab Five characters is your favorite? And I was like, oh, Pluto. Like, I love Pluto. Like, he's really cool and stuff like that. And she whips out this binder, and she had all these drawings of certain characters and, like, handed me that one. And I was like, oh, this is so nice. This is so cool. I went and put it in my backpack and then came back. And I was, like, telling somebody, they're like, you got a drawing? And, like, there's, like, seasoned Monorail cast members that had gotten one from her, and everybody, like, wanted one from this guest. And they were like, I've always wanted to get one. How did this CP get one in the first month he was here? And stuff like that. And it was, like, super cool. So that was an awesome experience. I wish I remembered her name. I had seen her, like, 2 months later, and she gave me a Stitch one.
Nice.
Another one. In fact, when I had seen it and stuff like that. And they were like, how did this guy get two? But those were really cool because it was, like, a nice conversation with the guest. I wasn't a character. I was just myself. She asked about what school I was going to because I was going to community college, so a lot of people didn't know, like, where I was from. So I got to talk about that and Philadelphia and, like, everything like that and learn about these people. And then a lot of the pass holders I got to see again and again because they would take the monorail in and I would see them from time to time.
That's so cool.
That was really cool. And that was my favorite guest moment, but there's, like, so many. I met, like, the GM of the Titans at the time and, like,
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, sports. And the head coach of the Washington football team at the time. Like, I met these guys and I knew who they were, but I pretended I didn't. But like, I met a lot of cool people, but just those conversations there. But she sticks out specifically because she gave me those drawings. I still have them, so it's really cool.
That answers one of my other questions. It's what's your favorite cast gift you ever got?
Yeah.
Is that your favorite?
Oh, it's 100%. And the people are, like, actually really nice. And I think the cool thing about monorails is I know people are so sweet and they come to the parks with, like, goodie bags and certain things and stuff like that, and they give them out. But because monorails, if they're leaving and they haven't given them all out, they gave them to a lot of us. So we got a lot of those, like, cards or, like, treats and stuff like that because it was just super cool. And then, like, they had that time. They're like, oh, we're leaving. They're not in a line for anything. And it's not go, go, go. So they could stop and be like, oh, what's your name? And I could have those conversations because we're just out there chilling on the platform and talking to them, waiting for another train or down doing audience control, and we just cleaned up. We're just guiding people to where they need to go for the night. So people would stop and talk. I had people would be like, oh, can I take a picture with you now? Yeah. And I was like, I want one day somebody who took that picture, if they still have it, to find me and be like,
everyone,
yo, like,
share this if you got a picture with Josh.
Like, if you got a picture, because I had a buzz cut back then.
Send
like,
really?
CP Josh 2018, he had a buzz cut.
No way.
Because that was the one thing I was nervous on. I heard they were strict about haircuts. So I was like, and I didn't have a car. So it's not like I could just go to I didn't know a barber. I couldn't like go anywhere. So I was like, the easiest way to handle this is just buzz my head. And just have a buzz cut.
That's wild.
And that's what I had. Because that was the worst case scenario. I go to the barber shop and I ended up finding a barber down here. And friends that would take me to go there. And he was a great barber. He's still my barber to this day. So we got that. But yeah, CP Josh had a buzz cut. So
good to know. So if you guys have pictures of that, comment below.
Or just not many people do.
DM me, not him. I want to see it
That's
first.
crazy. Nobody leaked those pictures.
Last intentional question before it gets into the quick ones.
Okay.
What's the earliest memory you have at Disney?
Ooh. Probably actual memory that I feel like I remember things when I was a little kid and came, but I don't really. I feel like the home videos are the reason I remember those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the one I truly remember, it was must have been early 2009, maybe 2007. My parents, my sister, my grandma, my aunt came and we got a Fort Wilderness cabin, which is the best because we would I remember we did a half park day. So we took the boat over to Magic Kingdom, came back, was chilling at the cabin, chilled at the pool, took the golf cart around. And when you're over there, you don't feel like you're at Disney. Like,
Yeah.
you feel like you're at your own separate thing. It's quiet. And then at night, we went to the Hoop-de-Doo, saw the Hoop-de-Doo, and then played, like, board games in, like,
so
the cabin
fun.
thing. So, like, it's a memory of, like, a whole day. But that's, like, one of my favorite, like, Disney days, like,
Yeah.
ever. Because it literally was, like, the perfect, like, magic in the morning, hanging out at a resort, which I was a resort kid, so I loved being in the pool and going down the slide 60 times, and then going to see the Hoop-de-Doo, which is a huge dinner and also a cool stage show for everybody, and then going back and then just being in there in this cabin with my family, like those moments, like that's my favorite. I think that's part of the reason like I fell in love with Disney. And then probably the second one has to be finding out about the college program, because my cousin got married here in 2016, and we had a lunch at the Whispering Canyon at Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And the waiter there was like, "You should do the Disney College program." And I was like, "What is that?"
What's that?
And he told me about it, and like that conversation changed my whole life, because that's what made me apply, brought me down here, and made me never want to go home.
It
You know,
made you
but
a reviewer
I didn't know what it
now.
was, and I don't know if I ever would have if
Yeah.
this person didn't tell me about it.
That's
So
crazy.
That's probably number 2.
Okay.
I keep
okay.
throwing in number 2s in there.
Yeah,
I
you're
can't
not
just
allowed
pick
to
one.
do that. I'm gonna cut
You
you
know?
out there.
There you go.
I'm kidding, but
Strict schedule. This one.
okay, this one I'm so interested in.
Okay.
I just came up with this one today, and the last person I interviewed was like, "This is the best question I've ever had," so I felt
Okay.
pretty proud. If you had to stay overnight in an attraction and it came to life, which one would it be?
Ooh, and it came to life, just changed my answer, because I was like, Haunted Mansion, Haunted Mansion, Haunted
But
Mansion,
then
and now
that's
coming
what
to
they
Lao,
said too, and then
I'm
they're like,
like,
"Wait a minute."
never mind, man. It came to life.
They were like, "I don't want the Hatbox Ghost like following me around."
Yeah, that would be super crazy.
Or the axe
No, it can't
axe
be that.
bride, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she would not like me. That's a great question. And it came to
Thank
life? Oof. This is tough.
Yeah, it
Part
is.
of me wants to say pirates, because I would love to drink with a bunch of pirates and just like slug rum. And I feel like that'd be fun to just chill in
Right.
that town. So that would be really cool. But I feel like they'd also be in a similar boat to Haunted Mansion.
Might kill you.
Yeah. Buzz would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Like fighting Zurg, like with Buzz Lightyear. That's like my
what
dream.
if he like pew-pews you and you're just dead though?
So like, have you ever seen Toy Story? He doesn't like actually like, you know.
What if, but I mean, it came to life.
Okay, that's
So
true.
you're a toy too.
That's true. I mean, yeah, but I feel like that's still Buzz is
Maybe.
up there. What am I?
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. I'm not picking Small World.
That's
That's
what
scary.
everyone says. They're
That's
like,
scary.
Small World, but I'm like, what if they like turned on you?
Yeah.
What if they're actually like
You could say that. With any, what was your attraction?
Peter Pan?
Peter Pan.
It seems
What if
safe.
Hook's? What? It seems safe.
He seems nice.
Have you ever seen the movie Hook
I
with
love
Robin
that
Williams?
movie.
It's amazing,
But
right?
see,
and they
he's
just
like-
take kids and keep them there.
No, I feel
Like,
like
you're cool with
he's-
that?
I feel like he's a sweetheart.
Hook.
He's just hurt.
Hook.
I can fix
The
him.
guy who's got beef with like a 12-year-old boy. He seems cool.
No,
He seems
I
cool.
feel like-
That's a good choice.
I feel like if I avoid that area of the ride, maybe I'll be fine.
It's the same. Okay, so I'll just go to the area where they're partying in Pirates, and I'm good.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if that applies. I
I'd
don't know if
also
you can
meet
do
Johnny
that.
Depp. So
But it's animatronic Johnny Depp. So it's like kind of like Night of the Museum, where it's him, but it's not.
yeah, but it's him. Like I'm assuming it like thinks.
it's not.
I mean, Captain Jack Sparrow. It thinks
That's
like
valid.
him. You know what
That's
I mean?
valid.
Partying with Captain Jack Sparrow.
So is that your final answer?
Yeah, I'm going Pirates,
Pirates?
dude. I'm
Okay.
owning that.
Good deal.
Big
Okay,
Pirates.
it's bonus question time.
Bonus question.
These are just like happy, lightweight, typical Disney questions, and you only
Okay.
have 10 seconds
Okay.
for each one.
Okay.
I cut you off if you go past
Okay.
that.
I probably need 2 seconds. I'm
Okay,
confident
good.
in my answers. I'm a
Okay.
go guy.
Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney World.
Cut
Am
off.
I giving explanations or no? It's just
No,
gotta pick that.
no, I'm not
Fine,
letting
I'll
you
put
give
it.
it.
Check out JVTV TikTok.
Whoa.
I'll give you explanations as to why.
Oh my goodness, and they won't all be good ones, but whatever. What is your favorite Disney song?
Circle of Life.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
From like the OG.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
hypes me up. But like, if I'm at Festival of the Lion King, like that, it even hits even harder. Like that
That's
song
so
just
true.
hits. Yeah.
Good one. Good one. Okay. Favorite Disney animated movie?
Hercules. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it's so good. It's gotta be.
Favorite Pixar movie?
Toy Story.
Favorite Disney live action movie?
I think The Lion King was my favorite.
This one
But-
I'm so like,
But I'll be honest with you, I think I've seen Lion King and Jungle Book.
that's it?
Yeah. I never
Okay,
saw
but
Beauty
think
and the
about, like-
Beast.
Okay, but it doesn't have to be a remake.
What do you mean?
It can be like Swiss Family Robinsons.
I've never seen Swiss Family Robinson. Name another live action Disney movie.
Saving Mr. Banks. That's my favorite.
Never seen it.
Okay.
Should have been a
whatever.
Disney Channel movie.
But you can choose Disney Channel. That's
Does
live
that count?
action. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not taking that over like some of the other ones. That seems
Lion King
disrespectful if I'm
isn't-
like stuck in the suburbs.
Okay.
like Minutemen.
That's valid.
High School Musical too.
Literally, that's a live action Disney
What's your favorite High
movie.
School Musical movie? What's your favorite
You
one?
can't ask me questions.
What,
The
I
second
just
one.
did.
The
The
second,
second one? Okay, that's a
Yeah.
good answer. That's
the
a good
best
answer. It is the
That's
best
the
one.
only
It's the best
answer.
one. Third one stinks.
Okay, Lion King isn't live action though. It's
What do
still
you mean?
animated.
No, it's not.
Yes,
That's
it
a live
is.
action movie. That's what they advertise it as.
But they're
Is Beauty and the Beast
fake.
live action?
Yeah.
How? That beast? Not real.
Maybe he is real.
Not
How do
real.
you know?
Maybe there's lions
Never
in there.
mind. Okay, you got me there. But there's no.
What's
Okay.
your favorite?
Saving Mr. Banks?
No. You couldn't name anything good there. I think Lion King's the right answer there.
Saving Mr. Banks is like
Well, I'll have to watch
fantastic.
it.
Yeah.
But
Don't
so,
knock it till you watch it. It's a
before the
little
people are in
deep,
my
though.
DMs, like I have to go see that. Maybe I'll.
I feel like a lot
watch
of
it.
people haven't seen it though, so no
Yeah.
one's gonna come for you
Yeah,
on that
cool.
one. Okay, last one. You can elaborate a little bit on this one
Mhm.
if it's interesting.
Okay.
Favorite Disney souvenir you've ever got?
The monorail pins that are no longer exist.
Really?
Yeah, so they have these monorail pins. I got them when I was here in like 2004, and they're just like the front of the monorail, but there's all different colors.
That's cool.
And so I have them in my pin book, but we got them here. I remember there's a couple I think I bought, but I remember one cast member had it on their thing.
Yeah.
And I like stopped them as they were going to break. I was like this young kid. I was like, I need to trade for that. And I like got it from them. And like I have both of the monorail colors that no longer exist. So
That's
you literally
so
can't.
cool.
So I used to be a huge pin guy, but
Yeah.
I can't afford that now. It's crazy.
$30 now.
But I used to get Disney dollars from my parents leading up to the trip. I'd do like chores to get Disney dollars.
That's so
and I
cute.
spent a lot of them on pins because I would like go to like the pin carts and
Yeah.
stuff. But those are my favorite because you literally, like unless you go on eBay, but you can't get them and stuff like that. So
eBay's
that's
just
probably
crazy.
my favorite
That's so cool.
thing. Yeah. I also
Dang.
have the Expedition Everest like preview one.
Yeah.
So like you only got if you did the
That is
preview of
so-
it.
Did you do the preview?
No, my uncle did.
Oh yeah, because when did Everest come out?
Yeah.
Dang.
They would come down here every year, but he went and did it, and he got it just for me.
That's so,
So like
cool.
he literally did. He wasn't even, but he's like, "Oh, I'll get this for Josh."
That's so
That's really
cool.
cool. So
It was like a cast preview or just the.
it was just like I think they were doing like
Its
I
opening
think
day?
at that point in time they came like a couple times a year, so I think they were annual pass or whatever it was.
Got
back then, or
you.
something like that, where
Okay,
they could
cool.
like or they registered to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it says like, it literally says like Everest preview. Like,
That's
and
so
the,
cool.
Like year. So.
So
that
like
was
one
really
of those
cool.
special things.
Yeah, so like
that
those
you
like
can't
things,
get.
but those monorail ones I got myself. So like
That
those
is
take
so
the cake.
cool.
Yeah,
You have to send me a picture of those.
I will.
kind of want to see what
I
those
will
look
do.
like.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's the end. You did it.
Wow, I did
See,
all
you
right.
didn't
I
need
think
to
so.
be nervous.
I-
I know you're so
I was
stressed
so
about
nervous.
this.
You know how nervous I get on camera? Like, see if I
Yeah,
trust
but
your editing. Might give me a bad edit.
I'm gonna make you look
Yeah,
really bad.
JTV. Important thing to remember is Disneyland is better than Disney World. It's so
See, I can cut that right there.
you can cut that.
Yeah, before that, so
It's
no
all
one's
right.
ever
It'll be
gonna.
on my TikTok, JBTV.
I'm gonna like mix up your words. The important thing to remember is Disneyland.
Are you that good at editing?
I am.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
You'll find out.
You don't seem confident.
I'm gonna switch that up
Mm.
and see if anyone.
You couldn't even
notices.
introduce me for the longest time. It took you 20 minutes to figure
I
that
just did the
out.
introduction. Leave me alone. You kept laughing at me.
I didn't laugh at you. I thought
You
it was
were
funny.
laughing at.
I was laughing at
you
how
thought it was
awkward you
funny.
were.
Not all of us are just born for this.
You're the one that's been doing it for years. You did it on your CP.
Literally, I didn't talk though.
Yeah, you don't talk. You're scared of the camera in the parks.
Yeah.
You do a lot of secret filming. You just kind of
I
do
just go,
things. Yeah,
and I
and
go.
all of a sudden it's
Yeah, I know how to
Yeah,
do it really
it's pretty
fast.
talented.
Thank you.
It's a good talent.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. But anyway, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me on.
Last
I know
minute.
we've had this planned for the
so
past
long.
12 hours, so glad we can make it work.
And thank you for being one of the people it takes.
Appreciate
And
you.
the last people it took before COVID.
Shout out to all of them. Shout out to all of them.
Crazy.
What a group of people we were.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, give it a 5-star ranking. If you want to see him back ever again, you can vote below if you actually enjoyed it. Not actually. I do have to... What should the vote be at the end? Where people vote either like Disneyland or Disney World type thing.
What should the vote be?
Yeah.
JVTV or Disneyland Lauryn.
Whoa.
I'd blow you out of the water. Are you nervous that I'd beat you on your own podcast?
You probably would. Can you imagine? That's kind of...
That's crazy.
I wouldn't put it past it, though.
What do you typically do as your votes?
I've done all different things. I've done live-action Lion King versus cartoon animated Lion King. Or
I want to do a
snacks.
Disneyland ride versus a Disney World ride.
Oh, what about
What?
Space? Space Mountain? Like that?
That would be good. I was like that, or Mission Breakout or Tower. but
Mission
space-
Breakout?
Mission Breakout?
Oh,
Guardians?
oh, Guardians.
Do you not know the name of your own Disneyland rides?
It was Hollywood for the longest time. Leave me alone, okay? You know what? Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Breakout,
Or Tower
of Terror.
I'm not going to say my vote. I don't want to sway the audience. Mission Breakout.
Okay. Anyway, vote below and ask questions if you guys want to ask the next cast member a question, and maybe we'll ask them, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just making you guys comment for no reason. Thank you again. I'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend, guys.